Are you tired of getting harassed by Martis? Well, lucky you, because we'll be discussing 9 ways to counter Martis and his annoying skills. So let's get started with our first tip, Suppression. This is the only crowd control that can bypass the CC immunity in Martis' skill 2. Skills that possess Suppression are the ultimates of Kaja, Franco, and Barats. And I think Kaja's Suppression is the best among the 3 since the ultimate is still intact even if Kaja is stunned or airborne. Franco's Suppression is also great, but it can easily be cancelled if a stun or an airborne is applied to him. Barrett's Suppression is good, but it's the least effective since Martis can easily get out of range while it's still channeling. Nonetheless, Suppression CC is an effective counter if you're going up against Martis. With the right follow-up damage, he's surely bound to be killed. Going on to the second tip, Antikiras. Aside from the defensive stats it provides, this item's unique passive is a great counter to Martis. Because of Martis' continuous skill hits, the item's unique passive can be easily utilized. It can reduce up to 24% physical damage, influencing both Martis' skill damage and basic attacks. With this item, you can last longer against him and reduce his overall damage. As for the third tip, Dominance Ice. We all know that Martis has a passive that makes him gain an incredible amount of attack speed after casting his skills. Now, one way to counter that is by building Dominance Ice. With this item, you can reduce the total amount of attack speed by 30%. Aside from getting additional physical defense stats, this will make Martis less of a threat with his fast attacks. Now for the fourth, Winter Transun. We all know how disastrous Martis can be once he starts doing this. And this happens because of his successful kills in each cast of his ultimate. Well, one of the ways to prevent this from happening is by using Winter Transun. You just simply use this item after Martis casts his ultimate on you, then voila! You easily cancel his chance of going on a rampage during the team fight. This may look pretty simple, but it's a huge upset, especially for Martis users. Moving on to the fifth tip, Twilight Armor. This is another great item for countering Martis' ultimate. First, it greatly reduces the amount of his ultimate damage, and even the true damage from the skill is no exception. Second, if his ultimate's sure kill indicator is visible, it doesn't kill the enemy if they're equipped with Twilight Armor. So this item can be a great counter for the burst capability of Martis' ultimate. Going on for the sixth tip, Aegis. This battle spell works the same way as Twilight Armor. You can use it to avoid dying when Martis is about to use his ultimate on you, but you'll need to time it well to survive. It's a good tactic since you'll make Martis waste his annoying ultimate on you. Now as for the seventh tip, Sprint. This is a great battle spell to refrain Martis from successfully using his ultimate. If you're already low in HP, using Sprint to keep your distance from Martis can be a good strategy. As I said earlier, though this may look pretty simple, but rendering Martis helpless by not letting him cast his ultimate successfully can be a huge setback for the enemy team. Then for the 8th tip, Flicker. For the same reason as the Sprint, this battle spell can also be used to maintain distance from Martis. If you are in low HP and are susceptible to a burst skill, it is ideal to use Flicker to stay away from Martis. As for the last and 9th tip, learn his skill. One great way to counter Martis is by knowing how his skill works. First is how he activates his annoying CC immunity and damage reduction. It is active while his second skill's animation is in motion during this phase 1 animation and phase 2 animation. So you might want to refrain from using your skills while you see him doing these actions. Next is the cooldown. After casting the first phase of his skill 2, there is a 6-second timer where he can still cast the second phase before it goes on cooldown. And if he casts the second phase, the second skill will go on cooldown for about 8 seconds. So in other words, the time when Martis can easily be killed is when he's done casting the second phase. And that's all of it, guys. 9 simple tips to counter Martis. However, these are just some of the many ways to counter him. How about you? Do you have any other effective strategies against him? And if you're ever a Martis main, how do you plan to counterattack these tactics? Share it in the comment section. That's all for this video. Stay safe and thank you for watching.